Good afternoon, TikTokers. Hey, I just wanted to come on today. Normally, I come on and I share word of God. Today is going to be a little different. This is a little food for thought. A friend girl and I were having a conversation a couple of days ago, and the topic arose again with my brother and I. So my friend girl Alicia Watkins, if you're watching, listen up. And this is not to say that um this topic is not about a wrong or right. It's just opinions. I guess people are opinionated and have their opinions and their take on certain subjects or topics, excuse me. And this particular topic is on cheating. We was just talking relationship, and you know, I don't recall how we got on the topic or whatever. But anywho, she believes that when a man cheats or if someone cheats, we not gonna just say this is for men on men, but I would say both men and women alike. Um, if a man cheats or if a woman cheats, my take is it is something that's in them. They have a hearty appetite, spirit of lust, or whatever. Because if you are in a relationship with someone that you claim or you say that you love, and you go outside of this relationship and begin to entertain outside company or whatever, the opposite sex, which that's another topic. We'll talk about that because I feel like men and women can be friends if you have the right mindset. But back to the topic about cheating. So I'm going to pose this question. So this is kind of like a question, and I would like to hear some feedback on this and what you think. So just drop a comment down in the comment section and let me know what your take is on cheating. Do you think that it's the other party's fault? If a man cheats, do you think it's on the woman? Or if a woman cheats, do you think it's on the man? I'm not saying that I totally 100% disagree with what she said, because some of that does play a part. Because why would men, women, need to keep themselves together? Me, myself being a hairstylist or whatever, I like to be presentable at all times. That's just me. But knowing that men are visual creatures, you want to look a certain way. Okay? So if you letting yourself go and doing whatever, yeah, that's, you can't get mad if his eyes is wandering, right? But even in that, even if you're wandering, or what's that old saying, you can look at the menu but don't order. So if you don't like what you're seeing, meaning if this is what my brother and I were talking about too, if you don't like what you're seeing with that man or that woman, then it is your responsibility to go to them and let them know, babe, you think you can, fix yourself up a little bit or do whatever. if you are a person who has a particular type, or you like a particular weight or shape or whatever, and you feel like your woman is getting away from that, or the man, women, we like chest and all that as well. So if you feel like it's dwindling, they getting a pop belly or whatever, then that's on you to go to that person, to that man or that woman, and say, babe, and in a respectful way, constructive criticism, not nasty, because you can get more bees with honey than you can with vinegar. So you want to say it in a way where it's received and is respectfully. And it's not that you're being mean or trying to be hurtful or anything like that. It's just, if you have a preference, it's nothing wrong with having a preference. Right? So we can't say, if this person, this man or this woman is not looking the part or looking like y'all when y'all first got together. Now y'all been together 3, 4, 5, or even 10 years or whatever. Of course, they're not going to be the same as they were when you first met. So I don't feel like that's a reason for a person to veer off or whatever. And my girl made a comment like, it ain't always sexual. Men cheat for what other reasons. She never really went into detail, but men, help me out here. Is there a cause that, will cause you to step out on your woman other than sexual reasoning or whatever? I say there's not a reason, because communication is key in relationships. So if your needs are not being met, or if something is going on inside the relationship, you cannot step outside of that relationship to get what you need inside. Because now you're developing an outside relationship. And you can't say, oh, they should know. Because nobody is a mind reader. I said this in videos in the past when I spoke on relationship. You cannot say that because you've been together with somebody for years or 5, 10 or whatever, even if you was together 20, 30 years, what they were at that stage and age is probably not what they are at this stage and age. So you can't say, oh, you should know. If something is bothering you, communicate that. Well, babe, when you do this, this is how it makes me feel. Or again, like I said, if you feel like they getting away or they letting themselves go, then that's when you sit them down and have a conversation, nice conversation, and relate to them what you're feeling about what's happening right now before you just venture off or go off. Now, that's the take on, excuse me, on the cheating part. I feel like a lot of it is misunderstanding. Prime example, my husband and I were having a conversation the other day, and it's a particular word that he uses. I took offense and kind of was upset about the wording because I'm expressing, but he's used the word complaining, but that ain't what he meant. We were saying the same thing, but in a different form. So, ergo, why communication is key. And then had we not talked about it, I would have been in my feelings and would have been mad and upset about something that he didn't even mean. So, it's important to talk out what you're feeling. Express to your partner what's going on. And a lot of things can be eliminated. Marriages can last 20, 30, 40, 50 years like it was in the olden days. And people can still be together.